Okay, once you upload the data.
As of now, you have not loaded the data, so refresh will not come now.
Okay, okay.
Okay, there will be more than one method of doing the same work in Power BI. Many works can be done in multiple ways.
Okay.
Whichever is convenient to you, you can do it in that way.
Okay.
It's not that you have to do only in this method. No, nothing like that. You can do whichever method you like.
Okay.
Okay. Anything is okay. Now, let us do one thing. You can load the data from Excel here. This is method number 1. Method number 2, when you come to get data, again Excel is here.
Okay.
Go to more. When you go to more, you have all the data types will be coming in for you.
Yeah.
There also Excel is here. When you come to file, Excel is there. So you can see we have already seen 4 methods.
Okay.
Okay, and in Excel also you have if you insert something called as a Power BI publisher for Excel, okay, you will have the Power BI publisher coming in, so you can publish this data into what do you call it as Power BI. So I'll just show you 1 second. If I close this, your Power BI publisher. Oh, did I delete it? 1 second.
Python, Java. If you get Java, it's good.
Power Pivot. Okay, there is something called as a Power BI publisher for Excel. So if you have that software from Excel, you can directly push it into Power BI. If Power BI publisher is available there. So anyway, let's not worry about all those stuff like that. We will get it from here. So I can click on Excel. It'll ask you where is your data. Okay, so I will go to the place where I have stored it. Remember, as I told you yesterday, the last saved data only will come. So you have made some changes and you have not saved it the Excel file. Don't expect that to come into Power BI.
Something over there.
Okay.
Whatever you have edited but not saved will not be given. So here you can see that sheet 1, segment, sales, product, country, they are all, look at the symbols I told you, these are all the sheets. Segment 2, sales for product 3. So these 1, you can see the preview here. Complete data may not be loaded. I select all the 4. After selecting all the 4, I have an option here either to load or transform. Loading means you are taking the data directly into Power BI desktop. Transform means you are taking into Power Query for editing.
You logged in with Manjaha Gmail.
Okay.
Okay. You can edit the data in Power Query and then take it back into Power BI. So whichever you do, no issues. It hardly makes any difference. One is you are loading and editing it later. Other one is you are editing it, loading it later.
Okay.
Okay. So it is up to you. So as of now, I click on load. So once I click on load, depending upon your speed of the system and the amount of data, it will just take few seconds or few minutes to load the data. You will have to wait till the complete data is loaded. Now you see here, you can see country 1, product 3, sales for segment 2. The table is loaded.
Okay.
Expand the country 1, you can see the country data. When you click on the data, you see, you click on country, you can see the data here, but there is no editing. Okay, you cannot edit it. Right? Click on this, see the product. You can see the values. Click on segment, You can see the values. Click on sales. You can see the
These
values.
four sheets are basically the tables here.
Yeah, the tables from Excel, but here we call it as a table itself.
Okay.
And you can see the data here, all the data, everything. And when you expand the sales for, you see the symbols here. Against the
Yeah.
date, you get a calendar symbol.
Against the date. Okay.
Yeah, there's a calendar symbol.
Okay.
Against a discount, sales price, and unit sold, you have a sigma symbol saying that they are all numerical field.
Okay.
These are all very important because against a calendar table, if you don't have a calendar symbol, it will not be treated as a date.
Okay.
Against a numerical field, if you don't see a sigma symbol, that means Power BI has not recognized it as a number, so numerical calculation will not be possible. So every symbol in Power BI is a representation of something to the user, so you have to be very clearly observing all of them.
Okay.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now let us rename it here. To rename this table, country 1, product 3, sales for segment 2. Why can't I have it country, product, sales, and segment? I can click on these 3 dots and you have a rename option. I can right click and select rename. I can double click and change the name. All the things are possible. You do whichever is easy for you. Okay? Whichever is easy for you, you do it.
Okay.
Okay, so I have renamed all the tables. Okay, and when you come into this relationship, that is the model, you can see Power BI has automatically identified the relationship. You can keep your mouse pointer here. It will tell you what are the fields that is related.
Okay.
Okay, as of now, we don't want the relationship. So right click on this and say delete. So we will delete this relationship because we will set it up later. Okay, first we will delete the relationship and we will do the setup of the relationship at a later stage. As of now, we are deleting all the relationship. So this is the data tab and this is the report tab. Okay, and this is the model tab or where you can see the relationship. So all these things, the terminology should be very familiar. You should know the terminology, you should speak the terminology, you should understand the terminology properly. Because we will be using this terminology saying that go to the data view, go to the report view, go to the model view. Okay, or I will say go to visualization or go to the field section, go to the home tab, insert tab, modeling tab, etc., etc., etc. Is that clear?
Okay.
So now we have to save it. So go to file, save as, and select the location, and I will say, what is your exact spelling? S-U-L-E-I, is it?
SULEMAN.
S-U-L-E-M-A-N. Okay. And I will just say report.
Okay.
Right? So now next time when you wanted to open it, you can go to the particular folder wherever you have saved it.
Okay.
Let me just rename this SULEMAN. Yeah. Okay. So now next time when you want, what happened? Something is open here. That's right. Okay. So next time when you come over here, you can see this report here, PBIX.
Yeah.
You can just double click on this report. The report will get opened. So you don't have to really, go to Power BI, then say file open, then do this, do that, etc., etc. It's not required.
Like open an Excel sheet, yeah.
Just like Excel, but as I told you, one thing is very important. Don't keep on double clicking. Because if you again double click, one more copy of the report will be opened. It will not say that the file is already open.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to have a little bit of patience over here. See,
Okay.
it's again open. One more. Excel is not like that. You double click on it, and again, if you double click, you will say the file is already open.
Read only, yeah.
No, it'll say that it is already open. You cannot open the second copy.
Yeah, but it will say it's open. If you want to open a read-only version, you can.
That is a useless mode of opening. Why should I open it like that? And that is a new addition actually. Normally it will not open. It will say that the file is already open. Now it is giving you additional option saying that you open it as read-only. So here you see you have two reports. So that's what I told you. Again, your system will slow down because Power BI is a heavy software.
Okay.
So you have to just give some time for Power BI to do the things. You just cannot hurry up with your system speed and all those stuff like that. Okay, so now I will stop sharing my screen. You just share me your screen. Okay, and let's try to do this. So go to Excel, just verify whether the data is everything is proper.
Okay, open the Excel sheet.
Yeah, just open that Excel workbook.
One minute.
Just close that auto recovery, all those things like that if you don't want. Okay, so all the files are intact. So you can go there to Power BI. Go to Power BI desktop and say get data from Excel. Click on that financial sample and just say open and load those 4 tables. Country, product, sales and segment. Yeah, load.
Directly load?
Yeah, directly load.
So Power Query is a different screen?
Yeah, that's a different screen.
Okay.
This is Power BI desktop. This is something which you cannot help.
Okay.
Okay, you'll have to just wait for some time till everything gets loaded. Once it is done, you can see on the right side there are the fields, the tables, and the fields under that. You can just expand one by one, clicking the down arrow, and you can see. And again, double click and change the name. Remove all the numbers.
Square means it's text, huh?
I mean, square is for selection. It's not the square. After the square, that is the checkbox, nothing else. Text
Okay,
will
but
not
it's a text, yeah.
No. See,
Like
every date also has a square. Discount also has a square. Sales price also has a square. That is to select the field.
For
That is the
the alphabet, not giving you any symbol for alphabets
it
by
will be
default.
coming in the order.
Okay.
You have to look at the symbol to the left of the field name.
Okay.
Okay, that is the date. You can see discount, the sales price segment. I mean unit sold. You can see the difference in the symbol.
Okay.
Okay, so now rename all the tables, remove all the numbers. And then save the PBAX file. Go to File, Save As.
For BI. Uh-huh.
Okay, now you can close it. Now next time when you wanted to open it, you can just go to that folder and just double click. That's all. It'll open. You'll have to just give it some time. Minimize it and see. Sometimes it will be running in the background. Yeah. That's what I told you. So within this time, if you think that the double click did not take it or anything like that, and again if you double click it,
Yeah.
the file will get opened twice, and your system may hang also. So that is why I told you when you are working in Power BI, just give few extra seconds for Power BI than the normal things. Let it load. Okay.
Okay.
Anytime. Okay. You can just close it. Anytime you wanted to load more data from the same Excel file or from other files, you can again go back to get data.
Get
Okay.
data. Okay.
Again, add more tables into this. Need not be from Excel itself. You can add it from any other data source also.
From any other file also.
Yeah, any other file.
Like for example, I have 4 different files and in 4 different data. I can add it in one.
Yeah, why not? And if they are related, we can set up a relationship also. If they are not related, they will exist as standalone tables.
If, for example, there are in some Excel reports, you have a common field in every report, 4 different reports, but different data source. So you can combine all them in one.
Yeah. Not combine all into one. They will exist as 4 different tables here, but you can set up a relationship between them and extract the data based upon the common field.
Yeah.
Okay. And in case if you wanted to enter the take more sheets or more tables from the same file, there on the right side you see recent sources. There is a drop down list called as recent sources after your get data. Yeah.
Okay.
So here you can see the recently used data sources. So like you don't have to say that get data, then say file open, then go to desktop, then select the folder Power BI. All those things are not required.
Okay.
That will give you all the recently opened file list.
Fine.
Okay. So this is how you will get the data into Power BI. Now, whenever you are getting the data into Power BI, after taking the data into Power BI, Now you see you have the refresh button there. The refresh button is active.
Yeah.
When you click on the refresh button, all these 4 tables will be refreshed. Any changes in the source will be reflecting here. Now what you do is right click on the country here in the field list, the table country, right click on that, right click. When you right click over there, you have an option there called as refresh data.
Okay.
Okay, the difference between this and the other refresh is that this will refresh only the country table.
Okay.
Other 3 tables will not be refreshed.
Okay.
But if you go into that refresh of the tab, that refresh is for the entire table, entire report. So all the 4 tables will be refreshed.
Fine.
Get the difference? Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let's go to the home tab again. Go to the home tab.
So, okay, 1 minute.
The home tab, yeah. And when you click on the home tab, let us do one thing. Let us see how do we edit the data. But before that, at the bottom you see page 1 and there is a plus symbol. You can click on the plus symbol to add more page. You can double click on that page or right click on the page and say rename, just like the way you do it in Excel. You can rename. Okay. Anyway, we have to change the name. We cannot keep it as page 1, page 2, page 3 because when we create that report, we will not understand what is this page 1, page 2, page 3 is all about.
Okay.
So always remember to give some meaningful name to the tables.
Okay.
Everything should have a meaningful name. Not only the tables, the fields, the pages, everything should have some meaningful name. Okay. Now, when you take the data into Power BI and later you change the name of the file, name of the folder, or move the file from one folder to the other folder, Power BI cannot refresh it. Because when you go for refreshing, what Power BI will look into that is the folder from where you have taken it.
Okay.
And it will say that file does not exist there.
So it will not refresh.
So it will say it will not refresh. It will say refresh failed. But don't worry, nothing will happen to the existing visuals. They will be intact. But updated data will not be loaded.
Okay. No, I didn't get it. Come again.
See, if you have loaded the data already into Power BI.
Yeah, and I remove that file from that folder to another folder.
Yeah, or you rename the file.
Okay.
Okay. Then when you try to refresh, Power BI will say that refresh failed because it is not able to locate the file.
Okay.
Okay. But if you have already created some visuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Loaded data will not be gone. Loaded data will be there. But new data changes will not be applicable. See, you already loaded 4, right? You already have 4 tables.
Yeah.
Now, even if you rename that financial sample to some other file and try to refresh it, nothing will happen to these 4 tables.
Okay. This will be remain intact.
Okay, that will remain as it is.
Okay.
But then that is not what we wanted. We wanted the change to happen. So we need to inform Power BI that there is a change in the data source.
Okay.
So for that, option number 1 is click on the File tab. There is an option called as Options and Settings. And go to the options. No, sorry. Go to the data source settings. Okay, here you see there is a data source settings, and you can click on that, and down there is a change source option.
Here, okay.
All right.
So it will ask you where is the other file, like this.
You click on that. Click on the change source. It will take you to the folder from where you took it.
You just need to change the location.
Yeah, you'll have to change the location of the file name, click on the browse and all those stuff like that. Okay, anyway, cancel it. Close it. So remember, always inform Power BI about any change in the location of the file, source location of the file.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the Home tab, there is a drop-down list called as Transform Data.
Why is it not opening?
In the Home tab, there is a drop-down list called as Transform Data.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on the drop-down list. You see, you have an option there called as Transform Data and Data Source Settings. Click on the Data Source Settings.
Okay. It will give you the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I told you. There are multiple methods of doing the same work in Power BI. You can decide which option you wanted to do it. Everything leads to the same result.
Okay.
Whichever is easy for you, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Then, next is click on the transform data.
Okay.
And click on the transform data option. The data, when you click on that, you will be taken into Power Query. You see here, now you are in the Power Query editor.
Okay.
Okay. What more? There are a lot of things what you can do in Power BI and Power Query common. Lot of steps that you do in Power Query can be done in Power BI also.
Okay.
But it is better you do it in Power Query, because on the right side you see query settings. Below that there is a name. You could have changed the name here also instead of changing in the Power BI desktop.
Okay.
Below that you can applied steps, source, navigation, change type, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Okay, every step is recorded by Power Query. And to the left of the change type, you can see an X mark over there. That is to cancel it. You have an option to delete a particular step. So that means in Power Query, even if you make a mistake, you can immediately cancel it, not your undo, not your Control Z.
Okay.
By deleting that particular step over there.
Okay.
Say, for example, you can see the country, double click on the country and change the name. The field, not the table, not the table. That is table. You can't do anything there. No, don't do that. Here in the double click on the field name, not on the drop down list. No. You can see the title there, country. Yeah, double click there.
Okay.
Do anything, whatever you want.
Yeah.
On the right side, you see there is a step called as renamed columns.
Okay.
Now you delete it, it is coming back.
Yeah.
So the rule is that as much as possible, try to do the things in Power Query, not in Power BI desktop. Okay. Because Power Query gives an option to undo it. Also, some of the steps on the right side, You see, you have a wheel button.
Yeah.
Suppose navigation, etc., etc. Against that, there is a wheel button. A wheel button means it is editable. When you click on
This
the
one.
wheel button, you can see steps. Yeah, what are the steps applied, and whether you wanted to make changes, you can make the changes there. See, this is where the source was taken. If you want, you can change the source here. Okay, so all these things are possible over there. Anyway, we don't want. Again, click on the change type because you have gone back to the first step.
Where should I click?
Click on the change type.
Okay,
Third
okay,
step.
okay. This is the modified data.
Yeah. Okay, you'll have to always be at the last step. Otherwise, if you click on the source, that means the data is only taken. All the other things will be cancelled.
Okay.
Okay, you can click on those steps, but again, once your work is over, you'll have to ensure that you clicked on the last step.
The source
Okay.
is your original.
Yeah. Now you click on the view tab.
Okay, 1 minute. There you.
There you have an option on the left side called as formula bar. Click on that. When you click on the formula bar, you can see the formula and some formula is written over there. This is called as M language. Power Query is written in M language.
Okay.
Okay. Don't do any editing over there. This is enough. Now what you do is, again, go back to the home tab. Let us see some of the options there. The first one on the left side is a drop down list called as close and apply. It has three options there. Close and apply.
Yeah.
Close, apply. Three options. First one on the left side. Yeah, close and apply drop down list. Close and apply, close. Close and apply means close Power Query and apply the changes into Power BI desktop.
Okay.
Close means don't save the changes. Apply means save the changes and be there. Right there. Do not change.
19,000 changes.
Close is okay. Does not save it.
Yeah, does not save it. Okay. Now,
Apply is saved.
other way around, when you look at this
Also fine.
country,
Your batch is running.
the field country, to the left of it, you can see ABC.
Yeah, ABC.
That is the data. Click on that ABC.
Yeah, what is it?
When you click on the ABC, a drop-down list comes in with the data types in Power Query. Remember, these are all very important. All the symbols are very important. 1.2 means a decimal place. Dollar means a fixed decimal. 123 is a whole number. Percentage, date and time, date, and ABC is text. At least this much you have to understand. Date and time means you can see a calendar and a clock is there. Only date means only a calendar. Only time means only a clock. Okay, so all these things has to be carefully understood. Now you see country is shown as ABC. That means it is a text data type. Very much clear,
Okay.
no worry. Now on the left side, click on the product. When you click on the product, you can see two fields of the product called as a product and the product manufacturing price. Product is taken as ABC. Manufacturing price is taken as 123.
Okay.
That is a whole number. Manufacturing price is a whole number, so no worries again. Click on segment. When you click on segment, segment is coming as ABC, no worries. That is also correct. Okay, click on sales. And check the data types and verify whether it is true or not. Units sold is shown as decimal because there are decimal numbers there.
Yeah.
When you change the
Discounts, I
decimal
don't.
number, it will round. So it may not be proper. Date is also a date because it is only a date. Time is not there. I don't record the time of sales. I only record the date of sales.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
If you want, you can change that sales price to a whole number and see what, I mean, units sold into a whole number and see and what happens. There are two decimal already visible on the screen. Change that into a whole number and see. Replace current.
To round up, round down.
Okay, it just round down. But now you see there is a problem. The record step is not recorded.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so go back and try to make it as a decimal and see what will happen. Are you getting the value back?
Sorry, 1 minute.
You are getting it. Okay,
Yeah.
but this time you are lucky because you got it. Every time you will not get it. So when you click on the 1.2 and try to change it as a decimal, no, whole number, and see what is the error message it was giving.
This
It was
one?
saying that, yeah, it was saying that, do you want the steps to be replacing the current one or add as a new step? You could have clicked on the add as a new step because add as a new step means one more step will be recorded by doing this operation. So in any case, if you are not getting the proper value, you could have just removed that step. But when you say replace current, it will not record any steps over there. It will just override the existing one.
Okay.
Okay, so it is
Fine.
better you always record the steps so that anytime you can come back and delete those steps if you don't want.
Okay.
Is that clear? So this is how you will change the data type in Power BI, Power Query. You will see a lot of options like that to change the data type at different locations also. Now that you have verified all the data type correctly, sometimes what will happen is that you might want some data in Power Query only for trial and error purpose. You don't want the data to be taken into Power BI. Okay. As of now, you click on the close and apply. Click on close and apply. Go to Power BI and see whether all these things are taken into Power BI. You see everything is taken. The 4 tables are still there. All the name changed.
Yeah.
Everything is done. Again, go to Home tab. Transform data. Now I wanted one more table to be loaded. That is for my R&D purpose. So you can click on the new source or recent sources. Click on the recent sources. Select the financial sample file. Okay, and select that sheet 1. Now you see the sheet 1, the preview is loading, and just say OK. So you can see that the sheet 1 will be loaded into Power Query. On the left side, you can see the sheet 1. But this sheet 1, I don't want in Power BI because I'm just loading it only for the trial and error, for learning Power Query. So I don't want my Power BI to be loaded with this sheet one. This is the complete data of Excel, which we segregated into 4 different tables.
Okay.
So what you do is right click on that sheet one on the left side query, right click. There is a checkbox called as enable load. Just uncheck it.
Okay.
Enable load means load it into Power BI. So when you click it, the checkbox will go. That means I don't want this to be loaded onto Power BI desktop. Now you click on close and apply. And see what happens. On the right side, sheet one is not loaded.
Okay.
Sheet one is not loaded because you told Power Query no to load it. Enable load was cancelled, right?
Okay.
Right? We did cancel the enable load, remember?
Yeah. Uncheck.
That means I'm saying I don't want this query to be loaded onto Power BI desktop.
Fine.
So anytime you can add any number of tables into Power Query and stop them from loading into Power BI, because why should I have all this unwanted tables in Power BI?
Okay.
When I'm creating a visual, it is better I see only the related table and the related field. Don't dump me with a lot of fields over there.
Fine.
Clear?
Fine.
Okay. So now when you go to transform data, again, go to Power Query. And when you are into the transform data, you see there is an option called as enter data. Don't click on that. Enter data means you can type, create a table by typing.
Oh.
Copy. Don't click. Okay?
Yeah.
You can create a new table by typing the values yourself or doing the copy. We will see that later. Next to that, there is a data source settings. Same thing what we saw earlier. Same option. So this is a third method.
Data source settings.
Yeah, it's the same thing what we saw little time ago in Power BI desktop.
Okay. To change the source location.
Yes, to change the source location.
Okay.
Next is manage parameters. We will see that towards the end of this program. We can keep parameters for extracting the data into Excel.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever you have these parameters, whenever you are taking the data from Excel to Power BI, you can put conditions. Say, for example, I don't want all the countries to be loaded.
Okay.
So I can create a parameter called as my country or anything like that and give a name called as Germany. So only the Germany data will be loaded.
Okay.
Later on, Germany I change into France. All my Germany will change into France.
Okay.
Okay, so I can do that. That is why parameter I'm putting conditions for extracting the data. I can do that. We will see that later. Refresh preview again here. You have refresh all and refresh. Refresh the entire Power query or refresh only what is active on the screen.
Okay.
Then next to that you have the advanced editor in the middle. Click on that advanced editor. This is your M language. Power Query is written in M language. This is your M language code.
Okay.
If you know M language code, you can write complex statement to extract what exactly you want. If not, you can only use the built-in options.
Okay.
Okay, don't try to edit it. Let's not worry about it. Anyway, Power Query will automatically write it. We don't have to really worry about it. Okay, now there is a manage drop-down list next to that.
Next to that manage. Okay.
You can delete, duplicate, or create a reference. You can delete this query, duplicate the query, that means create one more copy of it, or there is one more thing called as a reference. A reference means it is a linked query. You'll create one more copy, but that copy will be linked. Now what you do is right click on the country on the left side, queries, queries, queries.
Queries, okay.
Yeah, right click and say duplicate. So you see
Okay.
country 2, copy created.
Sorry, come again.
Right? One more query created, no? One more copy created.
So like move a copy, yeah, like one more copy of the
Yeah, one more
sheet. Or,
copy of the what you told. Duplicate.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now you can delete any one of them. You delete the country at the top. Delete the country at the top.
From where here? Select, select and
Yeah,
delete like
right.
this.
Right click and say delete. No, right click and say delete. Why you wanted to go to that roundabout method? Right click on the country and say delete. That's it. Delete it. Okay. Now click on this country too. And on the right side, the name is there. Remove the two from there. On the right side, query settings. Yeah, remove the two from there. Yeah, that's it. Now what you do is right click on this country and say reference. Now you see, you get country 2 again. Now right click on that country and say delete. Not country 2, not country 2.
Okay. And then it will give you like the reference file from where it's copied like this.
Because there is a linked query already. Query 2 is linked with query. So you cannot delete country because country 2 refers to this query. So if you wanted to delete country, first you will have to delete country 2 because it is a reference query. A reference query is a linked query.
Okay. Like it's dependent on that.
Dependent on that. So now you delete the country 2. That's all. I just wanted to show you what the difference is. Any changes in the country will reflect in country 2 also. Some sort of a dummy query.
Just delete, duplicate, you make a duplicate copy of that. And reference
Duplicate
is
only duplicate copy. There is no relationship between the first table after it is duplicated.
okay.
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 Okay. So this is your Power Query basics. Now more advanced features of Power Query we will see in the next class, same time tomorrow.
Okay.
But just go through these features once more and ensure that you are just comfortable on all these things.
Now I apply and close. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. The data types and their symbols and all those stuff like that, they are all very important. And if you have the credentials to take the data from any other application like SQL or Azure or Oracle or SAP or anything like that, go to the get data and try to get the data from there.
Okay.
Try it out.
Okay. I'll see that.
Okay. So we will catch up tomorrow. If you are not able to do it, we will clarify that tomorrow. Let me see what error you are encountering when you are trying to get the data or anything like that. We will meet up at same time tomorrow then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Stay safe. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
ಮನೆ ಕೂಡ